What's up, blooming besties? Okay, so let's go with me to do this 3-hour glucose test because your girl failed her 1-hour glucose test. So I was given the fruit punch, and y'all, I was dying because it was just not for me. For my 1-hour test, I had orange. The fruit punch to me tastes like medicine, and it was just not good. So that was me. So the process is when you go in, they stick you to get your fasting glucose levels, because you do have to fast for at least 12 hours. And then you have to drink the stuff, drink the glucose drink, and then you go wait for an hour. You come back in, they draw your blood the first hour, go back to your car, wait another hour, and then you come back, they draw it again, then you go back for the last hour. So basically you end up with 4 blood sticks at the end of the day. So I thought I was recording, but the sound didn't stay. So I'm just going to have to do a voiceover because, you either got bread, peanut butter, but no jelly, sugar, no Kool-Aid. That's definitely me. Got the video, no sound. But anyway, so I'm making do what it do. So I go back and sit in the car because I didn't feel like waiting in LabCorp's waiting room because they were super busy. At this point, I was not having any really bad reactions to the drink. So I went in the car. Like when I first got in the car, my heart was racing just a little bit, but I don't know if I was panicking or what. I was not really sure, but I kind of just turned because the car wasn't on for whatever reason. I don't know. But at this point, she was kicking so much, like she was having a rave party in there. And I'm sure it was because of the sugar from the drink. So I was like, all right, which I was a little concerned because she really was not moving. She was being really lazy this morning. And I was like, I was going to go to L&D if she was not moving after the drink. So once she started moving, I was okay. Because I have been having Braxton Hicks this morning. So I was like, okay, that she was fine. So I ended up waiting in my car, and I'm kind of just talking about the experience. Y'all, I did not want to get stuck 4 times today, but I have been putting off this glucose test long enough because I'm now I'm in my last trimester, and I know I got to get it done. And so the delay happened because I transitioned from Ohio to Alabama, and I was waiting for my medical records to get transferred over from Ohio, and they took so long. Yeah, I was like in a frenzy. And so I finally got to meet my new OB. Absolutely love him. My cousin works there. Shout out to Katie, because she definitely got me the hookup with that one. So I was super excited about that. But overall, my doctor's a 10 out of 10. And I can't believe I'm having a kid after 10 years. Like a whole decade is just absolutely insane. So, when they be like, I got cracked so hard. Yeah, baby, because 10 years is just absolutely that's just... But yeah, so here I am. I'm just in the car rambling about the story. So at this time, now it's time for me to go get my second blood draw. It is now 9:50. So I have to go in and just let them know, hey, I'm here to get my blood drawn, and I'll get it drawn. And it was so funny because the girl that drew my blood, like, I used to work in the doctor's office here, and she knew me, like, she recognized me before I recognized her. And I was like, oh my gosh, hey. So she gave me a hug, and she was so excited to see me. And so she was asking me how I've been, and I told her. She was like, where you been? I haven't seen you. I was like, girl, I've been in Ohio. She was like, what? And I was like, yes. So she ended up sticking me again. So this is stuck. I got stuck in the same arm. So of course I was irritated. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I go back in the car, and I don't know what I was talking about in this clip. Like, I'm so mad it didn't record. But anywho, some pregnancy updates. I've been having the worst swelling ever. Like, I'll insert some clips here. Yesterday was like really bad. I have lower leg swelling. Like, I'm able to like put my fingers in my leg and it leaves like an imprint. So my blood pressure, I had an appointment last Monday, and it was like 126/84, and which is higher for me because usually mine is like 112 and below. So 124 is alarming. I did have a 130, like 35 or 36 over 82, 84. So that was a little abnormal for me, but not like textbook preeclampsia abnormal. But because I get swelling instantly with like walking and stuff, the doctor just told me to watch it. So I just try to document so that I can let him know like what day I take a picture of it. I did download an app to keep up with my blood pressure log because I don't have like a manual one, just so I can have like references to keep up with him. So that's really kind of, that's just like an update for that. In this clip, I think I'm just rambling about me getting stuck and how many times I got stuck because, you think about the 3-hour glucose test and you're just like, okay, cool. But then you realize you have to get stuck 4 times and that just don't sit right with me. So with my daughter, like I didn't have any complications with her. Granted, I was 10 years younger, 100 pounds lighter. So everything was kind of like smooth sailing. Like I remember I did have swelling, but it was definitely like the last like week before I had her. I did have an induction the week before my due date. Like she was due on the 22nd and I had her on the 15th. But other than that, everything was great. This pregnancy, I've had HG. I was on a Zofran pump for like 12 to 15 weeks. Swelling, the Braxton Hicks coming a lot sooner. I failed my glucose test. So it's been a lot. Like I'm highly leaning towards this being my last baby. Don't want it to be, but that's what I'm leaning forward. At this point, y'all, I think I had 1 more hour stick and I was over it. I was drained. I think the sugar rush was starting to come down. Mind you, I took this, the drink, I had it at 8 o'clock. By this point in the video, it was 11. So it had already, I'm hitting like the 3-hour mark. So I'm coming down. Like, I'm like, okay, I need actual food. I'm tired, but I still had to get the last straw, which was at 11:50. But I was over it. And honestly, at that point, I was getting like really hot. I was getting like really, really hot. So I did have to turn the air up, I guess down, in the car to cool me down. I did see my high school friend, so I got to talk to her a little bit. So, hey, Danielle, girl. Shout out to Danielle because she's a realtor. So if you're looking for real estate in Montgomery or in Alabama, definitely hit up my girl, Danielle. But yeah, so that's my little band-aids that I had from being stuck. And the fact that I still had 1 more time, I kind of was just like a little sad. But I forgot to record when I went home. So here I am. I finally made it home. I had me a little lunch. I had a chicken wrap and some Lay's chips and some water. Y'all, don't come for me because I know I'm not supposed to be eating chips after I failed this test. But your girl was hungry, so I had to eat something. But overall, the test was not like got off of bad. I didn't pass out. I didn't feel like I just absolutely could not make it. But it is long. It's more so just the waiting process is really bad. I was glad that I was able to go to the car, just had conversation. I called my best friends, talked to them and during the process, but it's just kind of like nerve-wracking because to think that, I'm in the countdown of baby girl being here and just going through all this. Like, it is so much that women go through just to birth a child. And it's like, you really consider having more children during this process because you're like, oh my gosh, this is like literally a life or death experience. And, it's so many factors that can go into it, whether, age, weight, your partner's sperm, like your health background, like a lot of this go into having children. And I think it plays more of a role, like as the older you get than it did when I was a lot younger, because a lot of this stuff, like I did not consider, but now that I'm older, I'm kind of just like, I'm about to be in my third, like I'm 29, I'll be 30 this year. So I'm like thinking like, if I decide to have another child, I'll be, 32, 33 ish. And I'm like, do I really want to go through that? Is this something that my body can handle? So those are some questions that I really had myself, like mentally, would I be able to handle that? I did get a therapist as well because I just want to prepare myself so that I don't get postpartum depression, because I did have it with my first daughter, so I don't want it with my second one. So those are some updates. Just follow me for part 2. Bye.